everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi. Good evening. How is it? Is that correct? Is it hello in Vietnamese?
Xin chào in Vietnamese.
Xin chào. Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we really appreciate your attendance. Yes, and we're going to share with you what we have on our global BBA program. Okay. So before we start, my name is Debbie. I am the programmer for the undergraduate studies in Asia Pacific. So if you have any further questions, do reach out to Miss An. Yeah, she is the representative of Vietnam. And if there's any further question, you could just reach out to us, okay? Start. So ESSEC Business School, for those who don't know us yet, ESSEC is a prestigious institution founded in about 116 years ago, which is like around 1907. And it started in France, right? So we have been nurturing leaders, generations of leaders over the years. So we have 100 over years of history, yeah. And we are ranked the 9th top European business school by Financial Times. And also we have earned a lot of accreditation from different bodies, accreditation bodies like the AACSB, and then we have EQUIS and EMBA. So AACSB is accreditation, and then we have EQUIS, accreditation body from Europe, and then EMBA in the UK. So we call this our Triple Crown accreditation, and it's only held by the top 1% of business schools globally. We have a few campuses around the world. So one being Sergi. Sergi is our main campus. It's 45 minutes away from the Greater Paris. And then we have our Asia Pacific campus in Singapore and our Africa campus in Mumbai. Yeah. We also have our European campus called the La Défense. That is more for the executive program. Yeah. Okay, let me zoom into our Singapore campus. So here is a Singapore campus in Singapore. So our campus is located in One North, which is like the Silicon Valley of Singapore, and also it's also the education hub, entrepreneur hub, R&D hub, and it's very convenient. Yeah, we have eateries around us. The bus is just in front of our school, and then we have MRT station just right behind us, and it's very, very convenient. Yeah. We are located among big corporations like Grab, Razer, Shopee, Canada, and many more. So sometimes we do have industry to our campus to give a talk. Yeah. So it's a good size where students are able to mingle and also speak to the professor really well. Yeah. So here over of our campus, we have on the average of 94 students per year for our BBA program. And of course, we have different nationalities all around the world that come to campus. So like I mentioned, it's a very small cohort, and you'll feel like you'll be a part of a multicultural community. Yeah. So here are some of the leaders. So our program student achieve great success throughout all our different programs. So from the undergraduate program to the master's program, PhD, MBA, and many more. Yeah. So we have, for example, here Chris Chong. Chris Chong is CEO of Capital Land. Yeah. And then we have Modirani, director of Standard Chartered Bank. And then we have Mark Lazano, MD of DBS Bank, and many more. So as you can see, they all make positive impact within the industry. Maybe one day you all can want to. Okay. So let's move on to why Singapore. So Singapore is one of the top study destination. Yeah. Why be a destination? Our population is around 5.7 million, which is not a lot, and we have our main ethnicity is about like Chinese, Malay, Indian, and many other international people. Yeah. And the highest trade to GDP ratio worldwide, and we are a hub for business, finance, R&D, and startup. So Singapore is ranked the most livable city in the world. Singapore is ranked the safest city and also the most efficient healthcare system in the world. Yeah. And of course, Singapore is a magnet for many international students thanks to the excellent infrastructure, strategic geography, and a robust economy. Yeah, so it's affordable, it's safe, and efficient to live in. So the cost of living in Singapore, it's surprisingly the cheaper compared to the major cities in different countries. Like in Paris, it's average about 1,720, and London is 2,510, and for Singapore, it's only an average of 1,500. Yeah, it's actually studied one of our student ambassadors. Okay. So moving on to the program, our global BBA program. That's why people join our global BBA program. It's that first, we are consistently ranked #1 in France. And we have that 10 to 16 months of global internship. So this means you get a head start in your career. Yeah. And then of course we have that we have 175 prestigious exchange for our double degree. We have 75 partners universities. Yeah, just to show you universities. So we have universities like UC Berkeley, King's College, Seoul National University, US, Peking University, Yonsei, and many more. Yeah. So of course, all these subjects are based on business, and you'll get to learn at least 3 languages in the course. Yeah. And of course, you have the choice to move between different campus like Singapore, France, and Morocco. If you have any question, you can just feel free to write in the chat box, and then we'll come back to the question after this. Yeah. So for the BA program, it's a 4-year program, and we split it into 2 cycles. So for the first cycle, it consists of year 1 and year 2, and this is where you can choose to start. From the Singapore campus or the Rabat campus. Yeah, just take languages that we offer. We only have English for our Singapore campus. But for our France and our Rabat campus, it's also the French track. So if you have to be fluent in French to be able to join these 2 campuses. Yeah. But otherwise, English, if English is your option, so all 3 campuses is possible too. Okay. So assuming you start Singapore, what's going to happen is that for the year 1, you'll do 2 semesters. Yes. And then you'll go 3 months internship operation during your summer. Yeah, we always mention that, you know, we always learn, we always give the opportunity to student by whatever they learn, they are able to practice in their real life. Yeah, so this 3 months internship during the summer, they can be doing it anywhere around the world. Yeah, they can do it in Vietnam, they can do it in Singapore, in anywhere. Okay. And then in year 2, if they continue with us for 2 semesters, yeah, or if let's say they said, okay, I'm ready to go out of the Singapore campus, so what you can do is 1 semester in Singapore and 1 semester in Rabat or France. This is what we call the inter-campus mobility. Okay. And then after that, you'll need to do a 1-month internship. This is on volunteering basis. We call it a social field experience during your summer. So this is working with an NGO. Yeah. And when you work with an NGO, it's so it's free, it's on volunteering basis. So this will actually help you out with your CV, because our students have empathy and they are very aware about the surroundings. Yeah. So again, internship can be conducted anywhere around the world. Okay. So for the second cycle, consists of year 3 and year 4. The most popular track is the 1 semester exchange. So all the tracks have the same component, which is the 1 semester exchange with the partner university. So this is with the 175 partner university. And then after that, you'll continue 2 semester with Surgery in ESSEC. Yeah. And then end with a managerial experience. So this is where most company would like to engage students with long internship period. And I wouldn't be surprised if you would have, if you as a student would actually get an offer before you graduate during this period. Okay. So the other part that I would like to share with you is our double degree program. If you see in our 175 partners university, there will be a D marked to the partner university. So this means that our partner gets one from us and one from our partners. Yeah. So like with Peking universities and so many more. Yeah. So this is where you spend 2 semesters with the partner university, and then after that you conduct 1 semester with our Surgery campus, and end with a 6 months manager experience. So it's the same period, but it's just that how long you spend with us. Okay. So for this track, it's very special. It's only eligible for the top 10% of the cohort to apply. Yeah. So this means that you really need to perform in your year 1 and year 2. Okay. So of course, we do have apprenticeship track, but this track is more suitable for students who can speak French, and this is a contract between the French company and the student. Yeah, so they have to show that they stay in France and also be able to converse very well in French. So if you are interested in the apprenticeship track, you can reach out to Anne or myself to explain further on this. Okay. So the other tracks that we have is more specialized. So we'll focus on a few important tracks. So one of the most innovation management track. This is where you're going to start the first 2 years with us. And then after that, in year 3, semester 5, you go to Surgery or Rabat. And then you go to Silicon Valley, UC Berkeley in the Silicon Valley for 2 semesters. So normally, most students who does this track, they will continue doing their management internship in Silicon. Yeah. So if it's like, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, in IT, innovation, management, this is a track for you. Okay. So, but how track, there is an additional fees that you need to pay, which is 16,000 euro. It's just to UC Berkeley. This is very special track. Only this track, there's additional fees. But for the rest of the track, there's no additional fees. Okay, and then the other popular one is our responsible international leadership. You focus more on leadership. Yeah, this is where you as a leader, how do you make responsible decisions, taking into considerations like the impact of the company, the environment, and community. Okay, so the first 2 years you start with us, and then in year 5 you go to Surgery, and in your semester 6 and semester 7 you Dalamo School USC, and of course you end with a managerial internship. Okay. The other interesting track is our IBEA track, which is International Business and Consulting track. Students will get to different country every semester. So we have like Germany, the US, Singapore, and Brazil, right? And of course, you end with a managerial internship. So it's not about traveling to all these places only. It's about learning business work in the different countries. Okay, so all these specialized track, this is very special. So you need to again perform and be your cohort to apply for this. Okay, right. So we move on to the student path. So here, now let me share with you Kevin's journey, okay? So Kevin is a alumni from Raffles Institution, Singapore, okay? He started with us in year 1 in 2015. So in year 2, he went to our Singapore campus. And of course, he did all his internship in Singapore, okay? And he did a 2-month social internship in Japan as a kindergarten teacher because he speaks Japanese, and he just want to try to teach the students how to as an English teacher, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Then after that, in year 3, he went to Surgery campus, and in year 4, this is with our partner universities. And now, Kevin, he's a business analyst at BP Singapore. And search on LinkedIn for Kevin. You'll be able to. Okay, so Kevin is a real person. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Karina. So Karina, she started her high school in Spain, and then she is in our IBA track, and she is in our Dean's List in 2022. Yeah, so she started in surgery in France, and then she did a 3-month internship in Vogue in the US. In year 2, she went home, Germany, and did her humanitarian in India, and she did her internship in PwC Germany. Yeah, in year 3, to us in surgery. At that same time, she formed a team to join a competition called the L'Oreal Brainstorm, and the team emerged as a national winner. Yeah, and at the same time, she also started her own company called the Async Language. So a lot of our students, they do sometimes inspire, and also they do their own startup as well. Yeah, I won't be surprised. Okay, and in year 4, she came to us in Singapore, and then she did an exchange in Brazil and did a 3-month internship in L'Oreal Brazil. Yeah. As you can see, being quite global is what we meant by you're able to customize the journey. Yeah. So it depends what career that you like to look forward, and then this is where you build part of your journey. Okay. So this is not just about tests. Yeah, it's about becoming or the person you would want to hire. We have many graduates of managed to secure certain jobs from top recruiters like KPMG, PwC. We have Marriott, Microsoft, Chanel, LVMH, Dio, Danone, Ubisoft, Bosch, and many more. Okay. Yes. So let's move on to admissions. Let me know if there's any questions, yeah, before we move on to admissions. Okay, so I'll just move on. So for admissions, we have 4 rounds, and all applications is through the website. Okay, so now currently we are in round 3, and the closing date for round 3 is March 15. This March 15. Yeah, all the application is in. It'll be reviewed by our committee, and they do a holistic evaluation. Yeah, and then once students that have been chosen, they'll be shortlisted by April 5th. And of course, once that is done, there will be an interview during this period, April 12th to April 18th. So if those students who are in Singapore, they'll do a face-to-face interview. However, if those students are overseas, then they will just do with our committee. Yeah. And then after the interview is conducted, and then they will give final results, which is the final admission results. The results will be out by April 24th. Yeah. So this is we only have 2 more rounds to go. But all these rounds are for the September 2024 intake. Okay. And then, yes, for the tuition fees, so tuition fees is 17,300 euro per year, around 457 million Vietnamese dong. Yeah, we do have scholarships. So we do have 2 scholarships. We have Academic Excellence Scholarship and the Regional Diversity Scholarship. So this will cover us up to 25% of the tuition fees. Okay, so the scholarship, no separate form to apply. So it's based on the quality of your application. Okay, so what I meant by quality of your application is because we conduct a holistic evaluation where we view your academia and also everything you do in terms of like extracurriculum, any part-time job, your volunteering involvement, student association, your competition, whether is it academic or non-academic, yeah, and also your performance in your interview, right? So everything counts. Okay, so it's very, very build a strong CV, to build a strong application. And for those that I'm not sure the portfolio of the audience today, but if for those who are another 2 years to go before apply to ESSEC, consider being active in school. Yeah, also active in your extracurriculum, be in chess club, go for competitions, or be in some business club. Everything will help. Even if you don't do business, you are very active in sports, swimming, running or anything, everything counts. So just don't worry too much. Of course, academic is important, but so does all the things that you're doing. Yeah, for even volunteering work. Okay, so like I said, the quality of the application will determine your scholarship. Okay, right. So let's move on. Housing services. In Sergi campus, we do have student residents. Yeah, we have 4 student residents. In Rabat campus, we do have also student residents. However, for Singapore campus, because real estate in Singapore is quite expensive, so that's why we do have like recommendation. We do have an affairs office who will actually come in and assist or recommend places to stay, and we have agents. We do have our your seniors that can also advise which area that they used to stay, and they can recommend. So those places that they recommend, they are used to ESSEC student. Yeah, they used to accommodate ESSEC students. So for Singapore, there is a wide range of option to choose, so depending on your budget as well. For me, I'm staying in like government subsidized housing, but it's like a condominium already. The standard is like a condominium, right? So but of course we do have a higher scale one, which is condominium, where they have like swimming pool, they have a security guard. But Singapore being so safe, you don't really need a security guard. Okay, so it's up to your own personal preference and the location to stay in. That we can share in another session. All right, now move on to our next agenda.